right, JT. You know, we're in Florida, which is like the retirement capital of the world. So, like, if you're retired from pro racing, I mean, do you feel right at home?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a different type deal for me right now. Kind of in limbo. I don't, you know, some days I'm like, I go out and go riding like today, and everything's normal. And then over the weekend, I was just like, I'm not gonna do anything today. I don't really have to anymore, you know. So, still kind of an adjustment period, and I'm still racing this off season, so still motivated for that. But it's, you know, I can feel my mindset changing kind of with, you know, just it's not as serious, and you still want to do well, but it's not like life and death like it was before.
Mm-hmm. So your last race was Elsinore. Was it an emotional day for you? Were there tears as you crossed the finish line last time?
It wasn't too bad. There was a couple times after the race that I was a little bit like bummed out that it was over, but honestly I can say that I have no regrets, and I've been doing it so long that I don't really feel like I left anything out there, or, you know, that I am leaving it too soon, or, you know, it's kind of on my own terms, and that's kind of what I want now. So it's more just happy and not relieved, but just kind of like, you know, glad to close a chapter on it.
Mm-hmm. So give me the span of your career. How many years did you race pro?
It was like 16 or 17 depending, because I turned pro at the end of '96, but I didn't really, that outdoors were over and stuff, so 16 full seasons though, for sure.
Mm-hmm. What would you say was your best season or your highlight?
It's tough to say. There was some years like in the middle 2000s, 05, 06 were really good, but really like kind of like 03 through the end of 06, or maybe even through 08 were really good. I felt like that was kind of my prime, and you know, I felt like every weekend I could be in the top 10 as long as things went well. So yeah, I was just, luckily I stayed healthy for, you know, like almost 6 years straight racing, and so I built a good base and got better, and my bikes were really good during that time, and I had a lot of support. So I was just fortunate to have such a long span of, you know, being healthy and kind of every weekend being the best I could be.
Mm-hmm. So what prompted you to retire this year?
Well, I kind of knew it was coming, obviously, you know, getting older, and you know, I knew it was either going to be this year or next year, and I just felt like during the year this year that I couldn't really do the things that I wanted to do on the track, and I was thinking way too much, and just wasn't as decisive as I wanted to be. I wasn't willing to take chances on the track, and those are things that I didn't ever feel before. So just felt like it was the right time. My results were, you know, obviously reflecting that, and you know, after you do, not that I was winning races or anything, but once you're doing, you know, being somewhat successful for an extended period of time, then that kind of goes away. Then it's really not as fun, and it's just more frustrating than anything. And I ended up just kind of being bummed out or mad every single weekend, and feeling like I was letting my team down and sponsors down, and kind of takes all the fun out of it. So I just felt like the right time, and yeah, everything's been going great with that. I'm excited about the opportunities I have moving forward, so I think it was the right decision.
So what does the future hold for you then?
Got some stuff going, just kind of waiting to announce what I'm doing, but still gonna be around the races, still, you know, doing a bunch of stuff, hopefully helping my team, you know, keep progressing with BTO Sports and their move to KTM now. So, you know, want to be around those guys, and trying to do some media stuff, and just, you know, I'm still gonna be around the races and still a part of it, just maybe in a different role now.
Are you going to work with Mathis at fall?
Yeah, definitely. That's something I want to continue doing. I really enjoy doing the show, and I have a great time doing it. It's not even really work to me. So, you know, the show's been growing, and I'm excited about it, and definitely want to continue and see where that goes too.
So, immediate future, like, I'm betting you have a jam-packed winter. I mean,
yeah.
You're always the guy traveling everywhere.
Yeah, still kind of scheduling stuff. I leave tomorrow for Tahiti. Yeah, so gonna race there this weekend, and then trying to get the details done for Greece, which either next week or the week after, and then I might have a few weeks off, go to Monster Cup and hang out, and then once November hits is kind of like the main time, and then I'm pretty much wide open from November through Anaheim 1. I'll race every weekend all over, so gonna be busy, and I'm trying not to really turn anything down this year because it's, you know, like my last year when I really feel like I'm gonna be good. So yeah, it's gonna be, I mean, it's gonna be good. I'm sure I'll be burnt out when January comes around, but I'm excited about it as of right now anyway.
Yeah, when you travel all these races, like some of the smaller races,
yep,
do you ever have to race sketchy bikes?
Yeah, this weekend I have a 2010 450, so I try not to. At the bigger races, they're really good about getting a new bike and making sure everything's safe and legit. But like Tahiti, it's, you know, I know what I'm dealing with, and you kind of lower your, not your effort level, but you're like, all right, well, everything's not perfect here. I don't want to get hurt. I'm here to have fun. So you kind of take it easy and just ride within your limits and do whatever. But normally it's good. Like the German series, I always have a brand new bike and equipment's great and mechanic and everything. So it's just kind of on like a race by race basis. But most of the time it's legit.
So you take your own suspension and bars and stuff? Yeah,
just try to make, you know, if you get a stock motorcycle, you can almost make it feel just like a stock motorcycle here, other than, you know, if you have a motor setup or whatever. But, you know, once you're in the race, honestly, I never feel like I'm on a different bike at all. It feels like I'm at home.
Is it hard with all the TSA stuff, like shipping your suspension over to a different country?
Normally it's not a big deal. Like honestly, this year at Steel City was the first year I've had a problem. I had to take a shock home for whatever reason, and they kept it. But I've only had one other problem ever, and I think it was in Spain somewhere. They like took an exhaust or something, which obviously it's like, you know, an exhaust is like $1,000, so wasn't really that cool. But normally they're pretty good with it. I take a golf case, you know, instead of a gun case or anything. So, you know, they see a golf case, doesn't raise any red flags, and then they x-ray it and whatever. But normally they're cool.
So when they take your shock, oh, it's like some sort of spring gun?
No, like Pittsburgh, they I guess they have done it a bunch of times, because the Delta guy was like, yeah, here you go, we took it. It's like every year, I guess, the same thing happens. But, you know, there's 2 races, everybody flies out of Pittsburgh, so.
Charges nitrogen or something?
Yeah, he just said, basically the Delta guy was like, here's the deal, the TSA guy won't let a shock go through here. This happens every race here. Here's the deal, we'll ship it to you Monday. So they were super cool about it. It was just kind of like a hassle having to wait for a couple days.
Maybe you could have carried it on with you or something.
Right, yeah, I don't think they would have probably gone for that. I guess it's just that it's like compressed air or whatever in it. So, you know, obviously thousands of shocks probably fly a year, but for whatever reason they don't want to take a chance. So.
All right, what's the craziest country you've raced in though?
Craziest country, Guatemala was pretty intense. I didn't really know what I was getting into with that one. Just going to drug dealers' houses and sketchy, just, you know, got all my stuff stolen. Yeah, the drug dealer paid me.
Your start bonus?
Yeah, well, they didn't have any American cash, so the only place he knew to get money was at this drug dealer's guy's house. So
I thought you were going to say they didn't have cash, so they gave you drugs.
No. But yeah, I got all my stuff stolen there, my wallet and camera and everything, so. I think pretty much anywhere in South or Latin America is probably the sketchiest right now. I've heard some horror stories about Russia, but haven't been there yet. Normally the ones I go to are pretty safe now, but I try to avoid the sketchy ones if I can, but sometimes you don't know until you get there.
Yeah. So do you, when you're packing for a race, is there like, see, what would be non-perishable? I mean, do you take like a 2-week supply of power bars or something?
Yeah, sometimes you take like I'll take like brat bars or power bars or whatever. But just stuff, you know, if like the food is just terrible, something you can survive on. But I've been to most of the places I go to, I've been a bunch before, so you kind of know, like Stuttgart I race in every year, Munich, so you know where to go eat, where restaurants are. So yeah, normally it's just, you know, normally you have an idea of what you're getting into and where to go, but like Tahiti this weekend, I'm gonna take some stuff just because I have no idea what it'll be like. I'm sure it'll be fine, but the ones you're super unsure about, I'll take a backup plan. So, you know, I like to try new stuff, and as long as I don't get food poison or anything, I'm kind of up for whatever.
Have you ever eaten something that you didn't know exactly what it was?
Pretty much every time I've ever been to Germany, I've eaten something that I didn't know what it was. I went to Estonia last year, and like the place where we're staying is middle of nowhere and right by the Russian border. So
you talking shit again?
Not yet. We hadn't got to that yet. But there was stuff there I'd never even heard of. Couldn't read what it said. I was just totally guessing, and I would take like the little tiny bite to see what it was, and then move forward. So I'd say Estonia was probably my closest experience with terrible food.
Estonia is where they have that blonde photographer chick.
Oh, really?
Oh,
I don't know. It's a pretty cool country. When I went there, it was like early December, so it was like tundra, you know, like we're like 11 miles from the Russian border where the race was, and totally feels like it, like Rocky IV, just snow everywhere. Like if you're cold, it's like, all right, go make a fire somewhere, you know what I mean? It was pretty gnarly like that, but the race was cool. It's just not really anywhere like I'd been to before.
Yeah. Are you gonna continue to do off-season races after this off-season, or?
It just depends. I probably won't do the really tough ones like the German series, and some of the ones I do now are really competitive. Like you have to be on your game and ready to go, or else you're not even going to get close to qualifying. So I would say yes, I'll do some, but it'll be more like the fun ones like Tahiti and the ones where it's just like, hey, you know, we'll pay you something, come have a good time, race, check it out, whatever. Mm-hmm. Not so much the, you know, have to, you know, bust your ass during the week and get ready to battle it out with, you know, GP guys and whatever. Mm-hmm. So I think that's more likely.
Cool. Well, hey, thanks for your time. Congrats on a great long career.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.